Most people lose before they even start because they don't believe they deserve it. But what if you acted like you already won? I've seen this work in 10 countries over 10 years, and in this video, I'll show you how. The law of assumption comes from a thinker named Neville Goddard. This was a dude that knew his stuff way back in the 20th century. He wasn't talking about magic or wishful thinking. He was talking about how assumptions and our beliefs literally shape our reality. His idea was simple. What you assume to be true about your life and yourself eventually is going to become true. It's not mystical, it's practical. It's how that your brain works. This concept is backed by modern neuroscience. Have you ever heard about neuroplasticity? It's the brain's ability to adapt and change based on what you think and believe. When you assume something, your brain starts making the belief to make it real. It rewires itself to support your assumptions, which impacts how you act, what opportunities you see, and the results that you get. Let me tell you a story. So, prior to the law of assumption, I've heard of the concept called the law of attraction. And I was very drawn to that when I was first introduced to it. Naturally, I was very interested in the law of assumption and just how the idea and the concept behind it was very simple. That's because your belief in yourself changed the way you move. And that confidence also started making other people believe in you too. The law of assumption is the same very idea, but every day. Act like you deserve it, and you'll start seeing the world treat you like you do deserve it. This works because your brain is designed to find proof in what you believe. It's called the reticular activating system, and it filters out unnecessary noise, information, and focuses only on what you think matters the most. So if you're going to assume you're going to fail, your brain is going to find ways to make that belief true. Now, if you believe that you're going to win, your brain is going to find opportunities to make that happen. Let me give you an example. When I started moving to different countries and living in different countries where I knew no one, I didn't really know what to do. I had no like proof or plan. I only had the belief that whatever came my way, I could handle. And that assumption that I was able to carry myself completely changed how I carried myself. And in turn, how some people responded to me. And suddenly, opportunities that were seen so far fetched, they were literally right in front of me. I want to emphasize that this is not one of them fake it until you make it. It's definitely not about faking it, but it's about believing in the results before it happens. It's about becoming the person that you want to be before the results start showing up. You're training your brain to expect success, which means that you act differently, you make better decisions, and see opportunities where others they don't. Let me give you a very crystal clear analogy so you really understand it. So imagine you're driving on a road at night. It's completely dark, and you have your headlights, and you only see a little bit of the road. You're still driving, hoping and thinking, well, the road is not just going to stop, it's still going to be there. That's how the law of assumption works. You move forward like the road is there, even if you cannot see the whole thing yet. So, if you move like it's already yours, you'll get there much faster than you think. Now, you can't just sit back and think about success will happen to you. You have to embody it. You have to become that person. You have to start acting like the person who already has the life that you want. The job, the confidence, the life, literally whatever it is. You don't wait for proof. You don't wait for proof. You act like it's already there. You show up as the person who already has it. If you want to become financially free, you got to think, how would millionaire me act and think? I've had a lot of times in my life where I had to figure out my next move. And I also had doubt creep in and tell me, oh, what if you're not going to make it? What if you fail? But with the law of assumption, you don't think or assume about the negative things because you know that that's going to happen. Instead, I just carried myself believing, well, it don't really matter what's going to happen. I will carry myself differently because I assume that everything will be okay and better than okay. Let me give you a very simple example. Think about a job interview. If you walk into a job interview, head down, feeling all type of nervous, they're gonna instantly see that. They're gonna feel that. But if you walk in like you are the perfect fit, they will see you that way. That's not arrogance, it's belief. Are you guys with me? You understand the difference? Your actions follow your assumptions. If you assume that you'll succeed, you'll start acting like you will. Now, this is where vast majority of people they fall off the train. They assume that thinking about success is enough. They can sit back and success is gonna come to them. Wrong. The law of assumption doesn't replace the hard work, it drives it. While sure, your brain and your thoughts are one of the most important things that you can train in your life, law of assumption is not just about wishful thinking. You have to put in the work. But here's the truth that a lot of people will not like, that most people are not willing to put in the hard work. Here's the difference between people who win and people who don't. Winners, they show up every single day, especially when they don't feel like it. They assume it's already theirs. So they put in the work like success is guaranteed. Now, people who fail, well, they quit. They quit way too early because they might put in the work for a short amount of time. And because they don't see results, they're like, oh man, it's not working. Let me just give up. Well, one of the things that I did was I wasn't consistent long enough. So I would start on something and then I might not have seen results within the first week or months. I'm like, this ain't working. This is bullshit. And instead of just giving up, I might have started something different. Now that wouldn't work as well because if you don't do things long enough, you're just gonna be in that race of trying so many different things without actually giving it a proper shot. And I'm not talking about just like a couple of weeks, a couple of months. Like you need to give it proper time, sometimes even years, to have accumulated all the knowledge and experience that I've had. It took me 10 countries in 10 years. It wasn't overnight. Let me tell you something here, and I'm going to be real honest. Never, ever in my life was I ever the smartest, the most talented, the best at anything school, sports, whatever it was, learning. I was never the best or the most talented. And so I wanted to utilize my other strengths, which was showing up, putting in the work. I just, I needed to have the belief of me not questioning myself anymore. And I just assumed that it would all work out in the end, no matter what it was. I was just doing what needed to be done. And sometimes it's as easy as that. I made the videos prior to this video about, staying stuck and comfort zone and all that. And oftentimes we actually have the answers. Put in the work. It's like we're waiting for this external validation from other people, like the permission. Hey, can I go and do that? It's never about that. Deep down, You know exactly what you need to do. The issue here is that you don't believe in it enough for you to make it a priority. And that's why you fall off. And that's why a lot of people are not actually living the life that they want, and a minority of people are successful. Not because they're necessarily smarter or better than anybody else, but they put in the hours, they put in the work when others didn't want to. Success isn't and will never just be handed to you, it's earned through hard work where most people quit. That's the difference between people who win and people who lose. Now, now here's the truth that no one wants to hear. Results take time. Everybody wants success yesterday, but that's not really how it works. Sure, nowadays you see um, young people in their early 20s, sometimes even like later teens, who are very successful. The problem with that is if you start comparing yourself again to social media and all that, you have already lost. The race is not between you and other people. The race is about you evolving and getting better day by day towards the life that you want to build. And the what you really want in your life, the universe is not going to give it to you until you're ready. Life is full of tests every time. And what I've learned is just about when you are ready to take the next big chapter in your life, you will be tested hard. And the test is literally about, well, you asked for this life. Now, are you ready to receive it? But that can be for a whole nother video. We can talk hours about that. Look, the law of assumption helps you get started, but it's within the process that the magic really happens. You have got to trust that what you're doing right now and today is going to pay off down the line. Like most people, they quit way too fast because they don't see immediate results. And I talked about this in other videos. The people want instant gratification, overnight success. It's not real. That's a myth. Success compounds over time. If you invest in stocks and real estate, you know that it's not an overnight thing. It compounds over time. You put in the work day in and day out, and someday the results will show up. Let me say it like this. If you expect immediate wins, you are setting up yourself for guaranteed failure. Leave it at that. Okay, let me give you an example. Think about fitness. You do one workout, you don't see changes after one workout. It takes months, years to see like proper results. It's the same with anything in life. The results that you're working for are just a few months or years away, but they're coming. Look, success is very slow to start, but once it picks up, there's no stopping it. Man, that's coming fast. We live in a world where we think that like there's so many magic ingredients to live life the right way, to be successful and all that. Sometimes it's literally just about showing up and being consistent. But what really has truly helped me in my life in more recent years is the law of assumption, assuming that what I want is already mine. Because you start acting differently, you start acting and behaving like the person that you need to become in order to receive the life that you want. It's a very simple but extremely powerful concept if you understand it. The law of assumption is about believing in yourself before the results they show up. It's about acting like you already won even when there's no proof yet. Again, belief is not enough. You gotta put in the work and you gotta trust the process. Learn patience, learn consistency. Sometimes to get what we want in life is just to do the most fundamental things. Stop waiting for life to hand you what you want. Assume it's already yours and go out there and make it real. Hopefully, you have understood a little bit more about law of assumption and how you can implement it into your life. Now, if any of this hit, please do like, comment, and subscribe. Now, if you are really ready to start building the future that you deserve, check the link below and let's go make it happen. All right, peace out.